teacher. Apple shows us a window to the future and says, you can have this. Especially you that are the early adopters, you can have it for 3 times the money everybody else is going to pay. We know, because you love us so much, you will pay for it, and you don't care. I mean, it's an amazing brand, isn't it? It's an amazing brand that has taught us, really, to look towards the future and to be innovative. So this is what we want from you. We're in a place today where we want more. We're in a place today that I think is very, very exciting because it's our time. It's our time to put together our talents. It's our time to tap into our personality. And it's our time to share that. So personal branding is pretty exciting. We buy products and services, but we attach ourselves, this is really important, to people. Today more than ever, we connect. The name of this meeting, the name of this, we connect with people. We attach ourselves to products and services, but we connect with people. So here's the deal, guys. You already have a brand. Did you know that? You already have a brand. And would you like to find out what it is? Would you like to find out what people are thinking about you? I created a process. I work with a lot of engineers, and they want a branding process. So I came up with the 4 Ds: discovery, design, distribution, and delivery, okay? And the first part of this is the discovery. It's kind of figuring out who you are and what people see in you, okay? So I ask 4 questions. Who are you? That one could take a century to figure out, right? What do you do? So what is it that you really do? You've got to really get down to it. Do you create exciting meetings? Do you just do ho-hum meetings? Do you have products that you connect to? What is it that you do? Do you educate? Do you motivate? Do you stimulate? What do you really do every day? And who do you do it for? And here's the deal. Who you do it for is changing, whether you like it or not. We are seeing right now 4 generations, and Gen Z's coming on the scene. I just talked to a big grocery store in Houston, H-E-B. They have 5 generations working there because they are now starting to hire the young kids. And so who we do it for, who we deliver to is different. You've got to really understand that. And the last question is, what makes you different? So what is it about you? What is your differentiator? What makes you different?
Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
This.
Your finger?
One thing. Just one thing. You stick to that and everything else don't mean shit.
That's great, but what's the one thing?
That's what you gotta figure out.
So what's your one thing? What is that one thing that differentiates you from the pack? And that's the question that I ask over and over. What is it about you? What's your one thing? What is it that when people work with you, why do they come back? What is it that attracts people? And for some of you, you might know it already. You might say, I figured it out. And usually it's not the one thing you learned in school. It's not that you're really good with that computer. It's not that you're really good with those numbers. You're not a great speller. There's something more personable. So the question is, what is it that's your one thing? And while you're thinking about your one thing, here's what I love to go. Here's the monkey wrench in the whole thing. While you're figuring out what it is about you, you've got to find out what other people are thinking. So you've had your lunch now. Everybody's got their cookies on their table. Good. This is going to be the interactive piece. I've come up with 4 questions. These 4 questions are gold. I've been using them for years. Some of you might want to find out what people think of you, and you might want to use these. If any of you want them, I have them for you. I've already printed this up at my table. You can come get them. But there's 4 questions, and you can change these in any way you want, but these are the 4 golden questions that you can send in an email. Say, I was working with a coach. I need to find out what you see as my brand. The first question is, in one word, what is the one word that best describes my personality? So here's what I want you to do. While you're sitting there drinking your coffee, I want you to look at the person next to you. I don't care if they know you, you've been talking at lunch. I want you to ask them, hey, what's that one word? If just meeting me today describes my personality, and I want you then to do it back and forth with each other, and if you have a second, ask a couple people at the table. Ready? Please pick somebody and go. Find out what that one word is. Now switch. Yeah, look at all the words you're using. One word. Okay, simmer down. Shh. Oh, I can't believe I got 1,000 people to be quiet. It's interesting. Finding out what that one word is. Now, here's the secret. That one word's going to change when you go home and you ask your spouse. Rule that one out. Don't ask at home. Don't ask your kids. But you want to start to find out, what do people see in you? Brands have personalities. We get excited about brands. I'm telling you this more and more with the younger generation coming, with more and more women in leadership roles, making financial decisions. We look for that emotional connection. What's your personality like? Find out. What's that one word? Send an email out. Ask your customers. Ask members of your association. Tell them that you're paying for a coach. People love that. Say, I got a coach. One word, personality. Second question. Now we're going to get a little bit deeper. What skill, ability, or talent comes to mind when you think of me? What do I do well? What's my talent? One word. You'll be amazed at what people say about you. Things you don't know. The next question is, what value do you see that I most closely associate with? You want to know what people see that you value. If we go into your office and you've got pictures of your kids all over, we know that you're a family person. If you go into your office and you see you, oh, that's me with the mayor. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's me with the CEO of that company. Oh, that's me playing baseball. If we see a lot of pictures of you up there, we know what you value. Right. We look at your car, we see what you value. So you're not really hiding it. You want to find out what people see. But the last one's my favorite. This one tells it all. If you were going to describe me to someone who has never met me, fill in this blank. And I'll use my name. Oh, you've got to meet Karen McCullough. She is so blank. What are you so? You want to find out how people would describe you to someone who's never met you. And now you're going to get a brief picture of what your brand is. Because brands are about personality. Brands are about connecting. Brands are about attracting. So the discovery process is kind of like figuring out who you are and then maybe who you want to be. So if you don't like the words, make a list of words you want. You know what I mean? And then become a target. Do a brand makeover, okay? Because first of all, we see the words, but secondly, did you know that 90% of our decisions are made right off the bat by just looking at you? I look at you, I make a decision. You walk in there, yeah, right? And may I add, you look pretty good. Yeah, we make decisions looking at you, so I call this design, all right? Now, I worked for 20 years. I was a menswear buyer in the beginning with Ralph Lauren, so I understand a little bit about men's clothing, not much really to understand, right, ladies? But we have a lot more challenges. But the first thing that he said when working with men was encourage your men that shopped with us every time they bought a suit or a sport jacket to buy up a notch, so that you're not buying the same clothes when you're 50 that you were buying when you were 30. So you continually improve your wardrobe a little bit, and you grow the brand. Because you see, we're making decisions about you, looking at you. We're deciding about your success. We're deciding about if we want to do business with you. I hate to say it, I wish it was about your heart and soul, but in the beginning, it's about what we see. So for some of us, we're going to have to go shopping, right? We're going to have to go shopping. Sometimes I tell women, ask that dress you're going to wear to work today, ask those shoes if they want to go to work. If they say, no, I want a martini and a cigarette, don't wear them to work, right. You got to decide, because we're looking at you, okay? So design is a lot about dress, but it's also about how you show up. How do you show up every day? What do you show up like at work? Do you show up excited? Are you on the phone like kind of having a conversation with your kids, and when you get to work, you're still in that conversation? You've got to decide how you show up. How do you show up at these meetings that you're going to be going to this afternoon and tomorrow? How are you showing up? Are you on time? Are you engaged? Are you listening? Are you talking? Is it all about you? Because see, we want it to be all about, I want you to ask me about me. So if you show up and it's all about you, I'm probably not going to like you. We want you to care about us. Has anybody in here watched American Idol this year? I mean, I love American Idol. That's where I learn all about Gen Y from American Idol and the parents. So I watch it really for just educational reasons. But it was interesting when I heard that Jennifer Lopez was going to be one of the judges. I was kind of not crazy about her. I heard that she was like really high maintenance. Like she had to have green M&Ms in her dressing room and all kinds of things. Anybody else hear that? But how'd she show up? She showed up fabulous. She showed up caring and loving. She showed up as a mentor and a guide. It was so different from Simon. She showed up, and all of a sudden we liked her, didn't we? And she began to show her humanness. And now they're saying that it got the highest ratings ever, that she's one of the best coaches because she made a decision how to show up. And I want you to realize that there is so much power that we have in just showing up. So design is not necessarily all about your clothes. It's about your attitude. It's about your enthusiasm. It's about getting excited about what you do. Because man, if you're not excited, I'm not excited, right? Don't bore us. Distribution. So distribution, how are you getting the word out about you? So now we've got our brand, we're kind of digging ourselves. I'm liking the look, I'm liking myself, I'm getting out. How are you spreading the word about you, eh? So, you know, there's like here for sure, right? Number one, gosh, look at the opportunities you have here. Look at the opportunities to meet new people, not to just hang around with the people that you know, but to branch out and to collect names and to get relationships going with thousands of people right now. I mean, this is amazing, isn't it? And there's going to be like more fun, right? It's not all work. So there's a lot of work, there's a lot of fun. So number one, we know that we have to talk to people. We know that we have to get out there and that we have to make connections. But there's another way. There's another way that I'm finding is spreading the brand 20, 30 times faster than I ever imagined. Do y'all know what it is? You're going to probably hear a lot about it here, right? It's about social media. I call it Reputation 2.0. Social media is a phenomenal way to spread your online brand. So besides looking good, you've got to have good fonts, you've got to have good pictures. We're not going to go into all that today, but I'm going to kind of give you like 3 ideas of how to use social media, okay? The first one's LinkedIn. Here's what I love about LinkedIn. I can brag. LinkedIn is all about me. I can put all my awards in there. I can put all the people that love me in there. LinkedIn gives you permission to brag. Use it. Don't just make it boring with your resume. Read some interesting LinkedIn profiles and jazz yours up. Put a good picture in there. But LinkedIn is all about you. And I think that it's really important that that's the only one that's all about you. In LinkedIn, you can join groups and show people how smart you are. You can answer questions, you can ask questions. It's a place where you show your professionalism, your awards, and all of the people that love you. But it kind of stops there, in my opinion. We've got Facebook. I think that Facebook is all about them. It's all about them. When you put posts up on Facebook, think of other people. Think of complimenting people. Think of talking about this great meeting, talking about Connect Magazine, which won an award. I don't know if any of you knew that. Isn't it an awesome magazine? Yeah, let's give Connect Magazine a hand. I love it, especially Laura. I love with Laura on the cover. Read it. It's full of information. And then talk about it. So when you're on Facebook, share other people's brands. Share what others are doing well. Facebook is about you, okay? And then the third one, my favorite now, is Jeff in the room? I follow them all now. I follow James, I follow Jeff, because I love Twitter. Number one, Twitter gets to show how smart you are. Share, I'm now following event profs and I'm reading all about events, and in 1 hour I can get all caught up in the morning on what's going on with meetings. I have certain people that I love to follow and I read their posts, and then I am learning now how to spread the word, how to share my information. I'm learning a lot more. So Twitter is kind of like graduate school for me. I'm following cool people, and then whenever I get really kind of brave, I actually write them a note. People who I would never ever meet in a million years, I talk to them on Twitter. Does anybody else do that? Twitter rocks. It's a place for you to learn, to share information, and to make connections with people that you only dream about. And it grows your brand. So social media, when used properly, grows the brand more than anything that I know, and I find it awesome. The last D is my favorite. It's delivery. It's doing it every day. It's getting up in the morning, remembering your brand. Some of us, you got to put those words on your car. You got to put them everywhere, because we've got to remember that. My office mate, he points to my words up there sometimes when I'm not very nice. Come on, where's the happy creative woman? And I have to remember that those are my words. So I have my words everywhere because we can spread a brand much more quickly when we deliver on the message every day. You can't deliver the same message. You've got to understand that there are different generations out there. And so what works for Tom doesn't necessarily work for Brad. And so we have to begin to understand now other people. And we have to learn with our associations, especially, how we're going to communicate with all of these different generations who communicate so differently. How are we going to touch people? And we're going to have to learn how to use Facebook to grow our associations. We're going to have to learn how to use Twitter. And we're going to have to get excited about learning. Did you hear me? You gotta get excited about it, because this is the quickest way to spread. One of the things that I've learned, I don't know if this is my next one or not, so we'll look at it. Yeah, one of the things I've learned working with younger people, and actually as a speaker, is no matter what, we've got to make it fun. We've got to make it fun. We've got to laugh. We've got to open the right side of our brain so that we can bring all that technology, that information in, and we have to enjoy it. So I'm going to end my program today on branding with a little bit of fun. And I love music, so that's one of my brands. I find that when you do what you love, when you bring what you love into your job, God, it makes it so much more fun. I used to get up here and like, wah, 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 wah. You'd be sleeping, I was sleeping. I bored myself. And then I realized that I have to do what I love to do. One of the things I love pop culture and I love music. So I thought I would kind of combine a little bit of my generations into this part of the talk. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a song. And I'm going to play a song that probably half of you in the room are going to love, because it's going to bring back memories. Doesn't music just connect us to memories? And if you think that this song belongs to people who are traditionalists, these are people that are over 65, I want you to do something. This is exercise after lunch. I want you to make a tea. Let me see you guys. I can see all of you. I can see you in the back there too. Let me see you make a tea. Okay, this is like your exercise after lunch. Okay. If you think that this song belongs to a baby boomer, baby boomers, these are people in their early 60s and in their 50s, maybe their late 40s. I want you to do this. Woo, woo. Let me see you do this. Woo, woo. Are there any baby boomers in the room? Are there any baby? Let me see baby boomers. Raise your hand. Let me see. Oh, woo. Yeah, okay, so we're going to woo, woo, because you probably did that when you were on that dance floor, right, boomers? All right. This is why Gen X, woo, woo, hates you. Okay, no, sorry, Gen X. If you think that this song belongs to Generation X, I want you to make two fists. Let me see you do this, come on. And I want you to cross them, and I want you to lean back. And I want you to go X, yeah. Right, right, right. Okay, now, here's a hint. If you can do this to the music, baby boomers, it's not yours. Baby boomers will take every song, everybody. Watch them. They take every song, right? Yeah. If you think that this song belongs to Gen Y, just stand up and make a Y like this, okay? And you can go, woo, because they're so much like boomers. Here we go. Come on.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back.
See, the baby boomers are taking it already. No, baby boomers.
Jack. Don't you come back.
Ray Charles.
What you say?
1960. 1960. All right. Next.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
What do you think? Yes! This is the beginning,
You
right?
can't touch this. Can't touch.
Woo, 1990. That was like yesterday, right? Who wants them? I don't know. We're gonna go like, woo! love that one, 1984. We'll give it to the boomers. Come on, stand up.
You're on the phone with your girlfriend, she's a
Thank you, little Y. Appreciate it. Come on. Let me see. I call him like I see him.
all the single ladies, 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 all the single ladies.
All right, that was yesterday. Come on, admit it.
Cold late nights so long ago.
Woo. Who wants to do this with me? Come on. Come on.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it.
Come on.
All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new.
You guys are fun. I love you guys. What's this one? We're in Chicago. We're in Chicago, everybody. Woo!
We're so glad to see so many of you lovely people here tonight, and we would especially like to welcome all the representatives of Illinois law enforcement.
All right. I'm going to close it down with a quick story, and then I'm out of here. I'm going to close it down with one quick story, okay? So when I started speaking, I had a career for a long time, and I started speaking in 2000, and I just thought it was going to be easy. I thought I was going to get up here, and you were going to like love me right off the bat. I had no idea how hard this was. So I got kind of disappointed because it wasn't working. My plan wasn't working. I wanted to be, successful. So I joined an association. I joined National Speakers Association. It was the best thing I ever did because when I joined my association, I saw real talent. I saw mentors. I saw people who had it. I didn't even know how good they were and how bad I was until I saw them up on the stage. You see, associations grow people. They grow mentorship, they grow leadership, and they are very important. And so I joined National Speakers Association, and I really started learning things I needed to know. One night, I'm speaking in Houston, and one of the people from the association, a young guy from Las Vegas, he comes over to watch me speak, because that's what we do with associations, right? We share. So he's sitting like right there where you are. I'm so excited. This guy's a comic. He's from Vegas. He's young, but he's so talented. He's coming to hear me speak. So when it was over, I was like so excited he was going to tell me how good I was. He comes up to me and he goes, you were good. You were okay. I'd like to be your coach. Yeah, right, that's what I thought. You, kid? And then I realized something. Didn't matter what his age was. He knew something I didn't know. He knew comedy. He knew timing. He could be my coach. I said, okay, you can be my coach. He said, come on over. My wife and I will have you over for dinner. Come on over. So I was so excited. I went out and I bought a notebook. I filled it with papers. I got pens, said coaching on it. I go to his house. He looks at the notebook and he laughs. He pitches it and he goes, we're not going to use that. I'm going to teach you differently. You see, each of us is going to learn differently. We have to begin to understand that it's not always our way. I was open to him. So we become friends. He's teaching me, showing me his humor. He's great, right? One night I'm in Austin, Texas. I'm asleep. It's late at night. My cell phone rings. It's him. What's he want? I answer. He goes, Karen, I'm in Vegas. They love me. I rocked like a rock and rock star. Oh, I got to go. Goodbye. And he hangs up. Guy calls to tell me he rocks. He wakes me up. I'm mad, right? Week later, calls again. He rocks. Now he's calling me every time he rocks. Now I'm getting into it. Now I see it's him. Now I know. I go, hey man, did you rock? No, I am totally into the game. Yes, I rocked. And one day I wake up and I'm mad. Sick of him rocking. I'm not rocking. If you're not rocking, you look at yourself. What is it that you're not doing? I had to look at me, not anybody else. I looked at my speech. I looked at some of my material. I had to make it more about you. I started changing it up and it worked. I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm doing a group of hardware people. Woo, Minneapolis. They're hard. I did my speech. They love me. They're hooting and hollering. They're waving their napkins. I am so excited. I can't wait to get to the airport to call him. Oh, his number is not in my phone. But my sister Patty is, I'll call her. I call my sister Patty. Patty, I'm in Minneapolis. I just did a group of hardware people. They love me. I rocked. I rock like a rockin' rock star. And she goes, ooh, what's wrong with you? Have you been at the bar? She goes, don't ever do that again, right? If you're hanging around with people that don't want you to rock, get rid of them. We need to be around people, no, sorry, not really. We need to be around people who love us, who care about us, who inspire us to rock. You hang around with people. I think that when we tell people we rock, we scare them. Man, if you rock, did you get all the rock and there's no rock left for me, right? We come from a place of scarcity, so here's what I know, you guys. I know there is, oops, sorry, let me go back. There is enough rock for all of us. Have a great time, you guys. I'll see you later. Woo, you rock!
Let's give it up again for Karen McCullough. Wow, she rocks. Thank you, Karen. And you can meet Karen and rock with her outside that door in the foyer to pick up a copy of her book. She'll gladly sign it for you. Thank you, Karen. Now, before we draw for those fabulous 3